5 years ago, 22 people were murdered by a suicide bomber at an Ariana Grande pop concert in the Manchester Arena. Among those killed were Chloe Rutherford and her boyfriend, Liam Curry. They were just 17 and 19 years old. Now their mums, Caroline and Lisa, are campaigning with their local Labour MP, Emma Llewellyn-Buck, to be allowed to register their children's deaths. I'll be talking with Emma shortly, but I spoke with Caroline and Lisa just the other day. Caroline and Lisa, it's nice to meet you remotely today. Difficult conversation, and I'm grateful for you talking about your campaign. If it's okay, can I ask you, Caroline, to tell me a bit about Liam?
Liam was a very capable cricketer. He was clever, he was funny, hardworking, conscientious, everything that you would want for as a man, everything you would want.
Lisa, tell me about Chloe.
Yep, very much like Caroline said, you know, they were just lovely kids, and she was only 17 and just coming to the end of college, with all of her sort of life ahead of her, and again into music, so loved playing piano and singing and performing, basically, is what she loved to do. And yeah, that's it really. They were just in love, and it's just so sad.
They were in love, weren't they? How long had they been together?
They'd been together for 3 years. 3 years with the life mapped out. Yeah.
It's the most terrible, terrible loss, the most terrible thing that can happen to anyone. And you can't personally register their deaths. Just explain that.
So this is a law that has stood since, I believe, around about the 1950s. I have no clue why it was brought in as it was. Some people say it's because it's easier for the families. It's a bit too traumatic for you to go through what we went through and then register the children's death. But that shouldn't be down to a law. That should be down to a choice of the families, of the parents, whether we register their deaths or not. We shouldn't be told by bureaucracy that this is the rules, and I'm afraid this is how it should be done, because that's the personal element. If you take off your hat of a job and this is the way it's done, and put on your hat of a parent, what parent wouldn't want to register their child's death themselves? It's the last thing you can do for your child. So why would you not want that choice?
Why can't you?
Sorry, I just know Caroline said from very early on, you know, you register their birth. So why would you not want to register their death as the parent? Yeah.
And this is because of the public inquiry.
The law states that a death that results in a public inquiry or inquest must be registered by the coroner. Now, I am on board with the coroner recording the cause of death. Obviously, you know the legalities of it. Absolutely, 100%. The coroner should record the cause of death. But surely there should be a way on that form, even if it's just a little ticky box that says, do the families want to participate in the completion of the death certificate? If it's a no, the coroner then provides all the detail to the registrar. But if it's a yes, then the coroner can send the registrar the details of the cause of death, and the family surely could be given a reference number to attend the registrar's office at a set date and time to complete that registration process. It surely can't be that difficult to have a small amendment that allows the families that choice. He was my child, I'm his mum, and that is my job. It's not a bureaucrat's job to do that for me when I'm capable and want to do it myself.
And you went to raise this with your MP, didn't you? Can you remember whose idea it was, or how did you get in touch with Emma Llewellyn-Buck?
To be fair, Emma's been in touch with us from the beginning. Really, really supportive. Has done quite a few bits and bobs for us, if you like, and just always been there at the end of the phone call. So it was just common sense for us both to think, right, we're going to just have to see what Emma can do to help. And that's what we did.
And you're together campaigning to change the law on this?
We are. I think Caroline said a little bit before, it's a tweak. It's not a huge, full change, which I know is hopefully a little bit easier. But it's just been given the option, and we as mums want the right to be able to do that. So yeah, we will continue to go as far as we can with this to make sure that the change is made. And we know that other people are interested in this change, other families. So it's important.
And finally, tell me about the Chloe and Liam Together Forever Trust that you've set up.
Yep. So this is something that came out of our local area, really, while we were still down in Manchester. They were raising money and putting on events and things, and we knew we had to do something with the money, and we decided quite quickly that the kids had died in such a horrific way that we needed it to be something positive, so that in the future, when anybody said Chloe and Liam's names, it was they were helped by us to do whatever. We're hoping for some amazing Olympians or a huge cricket thing for Caroline, and a West End star for me. But it's about giving back to the community that were there for us from the very, very beginning. And it's just grown from strength to strength. We've literally just had Pink and Blue Day on the anniversary. We have events throughout the year, which again our local community get involved in and help us raise. And we've helped over 250 recipients. But they can be like, boxing clubs. So you've got like a group of kids, not just sort of one individual. So we've helped a lot of people already, and it's about a lasting legacy really for the kids, isn't it?
Yeah, I think very early on, me personally, I hate it when anybody refers to Liam and Chloe as victims. I don't know why. I just don't like them called victims. They were people in their own right who had personalities and, just gorgeous kids. So what we wanted to make sure was, in years to come, when somebody hears the name Chloe and Liam, they don't go, oh, they were the victims of the Manchester bombing. They think about the positives of what Chloe and Liam's names mean. And that was huge for us, because out of such a horrific nightmare has to come something positive. Otherwise, the terrorists win, and they'll never win, because there's always going to be positivity around where our kids' names are.
Extraordinary women you can donate to the Together Forever Trust Caroline and Lisa have set up. The main mission is to inspire and support others to achieve and reach their full potential through the love of sport and performance. Joining me now is Caroline and Lisa's MP, Emma Llewellyn-Buck. She's the Labour MP for South Shields. Emma, extraordinary women. How did you come to know Caroline and Lisa?
So a friend of theirs first got in touch with me not long after the Manchester Arena attack and said the family would like to meet you. So I went round, I met the families. They wanted to discuss with me how the investigation was going so far. They wanted to ask for support in getting a bench outside our town hall for Chloe and Liam, which we now have, a memorial bench. And they just wanted to generally discuss their concerns and the issues that they had around the way that things were going. And that was way back in 2017.
And they want to personally be able to register their children's deaths. What have you been able to do to help them to be able to do that?
I mean, initially I raised it in the Chamber in the House of Commons. We've then had a meeting with the Minister. The Minister then met both Caroline and Lisa last week before my adjournment debate on Wednesday night. And so far, the overtures we're getting from the Minister are quite positive. He's saying he's committed to looking at this and seeing if these changes are possible. But, you know, as the ma'am said there, this is a simple tweak of legislation. This is not something that's complex. And, you know, let's introduce a bit of humanity and compassion into this decades-old act and make sure that people have a choice to register their loved ones.
Yeah.
Yes.
And just finally, there, just a few words from you about the trust that they have set up, the Together Forever Trust.
I think, you know, they're helping people right across our area to achieve their dreams. So out of the most unimaginable pain, they've found the strength to then make sure that their children's legacy is one of other people achieving their dreams. And I think that's a really fitting tribute for them, for their children.
And everybody watching will be absolutely with you and them in getting the change in the law that you're campaigning for. Thank you for coming on the show and explaining your campaign to us. Good luck with it. Thank you, Emma Llewellyn.
Thank you. We won't stop.
Good to hear.